Coming up on CBS19 Plus here at 7, a Jacksonville officer and her canine partner recovering after a shooting that sparked a 3-day manhunt in East Texas. She's now speaking out for the first time about the overwhelming support she's received. Plus, President Trump pushes House Republicans to release thousands of Jeffrey Epstein documents, plus rising tensions with Venezuela as the U.S. considers military options and drug strikes continue. We'll share those details coming up. In breaking news, a former Texas Longhorn and New York Jets cornerback Chris Boyd is in critical condition after being shot outside a New York restaurant. We have the latest on the investigation and reaction from the New York community coming up.
Hey, we've got another breezy day, or another warm day with a little bit of a breeze coming in. As we head into this afternoon, we'll go over the details and full forecast coming up. So stay right there because Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus starts right now.
Together, we're putting East Texas first. You're watching Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus.
Good morning, y'all. I'm Jesus Martinez. Dana Dixon has the morning off. Thank you so much for joining us here on CBS 19 Plus. We continue to follow that breaking news we told you about on Morning Y'all just a few minutes ago. New York police released images of the person they believe shot the former Gilmer Buckeye and former Texas Longhorn player. Now, this shooting happened around 2 Sunday morning in Midtown Manhattan. Police, again, just released those images. You see them on your screen right now. They believe this is the person behind that shooting. He was last seen wearing a black cap, a black sweatshirt, black pants, and a multicolored sneakers, and carrying a black book bag. Boyd is reportedly in critical condition this morning. Police say the 29-year-old was shot in the stomach, and sources told CBS News New York this all started as an argument and then escalated to the shooting. CBS's New York's Naveen Diwala has the latest on the investigation.
West 38th Street near Broadway came to a standstill early Sunday morning, just moments after shots rang out. It was after 2 a.m. when police say a 29-year-old walked out of the Salis restaurant and lounge with a group. Mayor Adams confirms that man is New York's Jets player Chris Boyd. Investigators say a second group approached and an argument ensued. That's when someone pulled out a gun and fired 2 shots, hitting Boyd in the chest. We spoke with Jets fans at a bar nearby.
I'm very sad. I hope he's all right. I'm going to pray for him. I'm going to pray for his family. And God willing, he survives.
It's tragic. I mean, say anything can happen in New York, you know, so you can't be safe. Even famous players.
Boyd is a cornerback, but hasn't played this season, his first with the Jets. He went on the season-ending injured reserve list in August due to a shoulder injury. In a statement, the New York Jets
All right, some technical difficulties there. We're going to work on that story to get it back up for you later on at 7:30. In the meantime, let's get checking that forecast now with Joel. Picture perfect this morning. If we think it's spring right now, it is picture perfect at least.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's a gorgeous start to the day. We got some colors out there across the sky with the sun starting to rise and a little bit of clouds out there as well. We're looking at our CBS 19 studio cam this morning. 69 degrees is that current temperature right now, and south winds also at 9 miles per hour. A very mild start with dew points in the middle 60s. It is definitely humid. You're going to feel it as you step outside this morning. Middle 60s to the east, upper 60s to the west, and the central parts of the area, even near 70 in places like Crockett in Palestine. Also 68 degrees in Nacogdoches, 69 in Tyler, and 69 degrees in Mineola. Those temperatures will continue to climb into this afternoon. We'll see upper 70s, low 80s. Clouds, again, will start to break apart. We'll see a little bit more cloud cover for the later half of this morning and into the afternoon. They'll start to break apart into the later half of today. We'll see near record-breaking temperatures. We tied a record yesterday. We will have a chance to see that again today and for the next couple of days. Your 3-day forecast is a very warm one with temperatures in the low to mid 80s. A little bit of a chance for rain there, but the bigger chance arrives on Thursday into Friday. I'll show you the details in your full forecast coming up.
All right, Joel, thanks so much. 7:05 this morning. It's been just over 2 weeks since a Jacksonville police officer was injured in the line of duty. Now she's sharing her first public statement since that shooting that sent both her and her canine partner to the hospital. Excuse me, and launched a 3-day investigation manhunt across East Texas. Officer Elise Hand reportedly tried to serve 2 outstanding warrants against 64-year-old Bobby Michael outside a home on Churchill Street. Then he came outside with an AR-15 style rifle and opened fire. Police believe Dennis fired approximately 20 rounds in the attack. and said the officer did not draw her weapon or deploy her canine partner during the shooting. Though Officer Hand has been released from the hospital, her recovery continues. In a Facebook post, she said, quote, "I've received so much love and support. It's heartwarming and has made me feel so incredibly loved and supported," end quote. Officer Hand was released from the hospital after undergoing 2 surgeries on November 7th and escorted back to Jacksonville through a convoy of emergency response vehicles. Officer Hand's canine unit, Renzo, was also injured after a bullet pierced through the door of a patrol vehicle Hand took cover behind. He underwent 2 surgeries as well at an emergency vet clinic, and Officer Hand says he is recovering smoothly. 7:07 now, a shift from President Trump within the last 24 hours. In a social media post, the president wrote House Republicans should vote to release the Epstein files, adding it's time to move on. The House is set to vote tomorrow to discharge petitions to force a release of all the Justice Department files related to the deceased convicted sex offender. CBS News' Bradley Blackburn has more on this and the growing tensions between the U.S. and Venezuela.
President Trump is now urging House Republicans to vote to release the Jeffrey Epstein files, writing, quote, "We have nothing to hide."
They're using Jeffrey Epstein as a deflection from the tremendous success that we're having.
A House vote is expected tomorrow.
There are a lot of other people who are involved who have to be held accountable.
President Trump has directed a Justice Department probe into Epstein's ties to top Democrats, including former President Bill Clinton and major banks, after a House panel released more than 20,000 documents from the estate of the deceased sex offender, whom the president previously said he cut ties with years ago. Both Trump and Clinton have denied knowing of Epstein's crimes.
If they have ongoing investigations in certain areas, those documents can't be released. So this might be a big smokescreen.
The president had a public falling out with House GOP ally Marjorie Taylor Greene over her push for the release, calling her a traitor.
Those are the types of words used that can radicalize people against me and put my life in danger.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, I don't think her life is in danger.
Meanwhile, the USS Gerald Ford now sits in striking distance of Venezuela as the president weighs possible military operations.
It's all about drugs.
The president said Sunday that he may hold talks with Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro. This as the Pentagon also announced another strike against an alleged drug smuggling boat Saturday, killing 3 people. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
And the U.S. military has conducted strikes on more than 20 alleged drug smuggling boats in recent weeks, killing more than 80 people. The Trump administration says it's also planning to designate Venezuelan cartels as a foreign terrorist organization, claiming that it's headed by Venezuela's president. 7:09 this morning, time now for your morning headlines. Right now, travelers are waking up to fully restored flight operations as the FAA lifts those shutdown-related restrictions on commercial flights. The change took effect just moments ago, or just a couple hours ago, that is, around 7 o'clock. Those restrictions were put in place to relieve pressure on air traffic controllers who had been working without pay throughout the government shutdown. The FAA had rolled back the air traffic cuts at 40 major airports all over the country to just 3% over the weekend. Meanwhile, AAA predicts that nearly 82 million Americans will travel at least 50 miles from home this Thanksgiving. Nearly 90% of those traveling are expected to hit the road, though AAA says that number could change with the FAA announcing an end to its shutdown-related order to reduce flights. As of right now, more than 6 million Americans are expected to fly this Thanksgiving. And you could see some price jumps at the post office next year. The U.S. Postal Service Board of Governors has approved a new rate hikes for 2026. Priority mail rates would rise about 6.5%, while Ground Advantage rates would go up nearly 8%. USPS says the changes reflect market conditions and support its 10-year transformation plan. It comes as the Postal Service reports nearly $9 billion in net losses. Leaders are calling for more administrative and legislative reforms. And for the first time ever, astronauts say they've spotted a massive explosion from a star beyond our solar system. The blast came from a red dwarf star about 130 light years away, and researchers say it was tens of thousands of times stronger than anything our sun can produce. Scientists warn such eruptions could strip the atmosphere from nearby planets. They also plan to study how often these violent blasts happen around other stars. All right, we may still be about a week and a half away from Thanksgiving, but that's not stopping folks from getting into the Christmas spirit. One of the best ways to do so, of course, the Nutcracker. Devon Raming has more from this holiday haven.
4 days, nearly 300 merchants, and a holiday rush that has some coming back year after year.
This is our 3rd year and the girls really love it. So it's just exciting. We get matching outfits and we come out here and shop and have fun.
For many, the annual Nutcracker Market, it's not just about being in good company, as it is more so about shopping small.
Oh, it's just all about the vendors and who's here and what they have to offer. You find unique, and then you support a lot of local shops are here, right? So you support them as well.
From holiday sweets to one-of-a-kind gifts.
We use a Granny Smith green apple. Everything is dipped in our homemade caramel recipe that we cook it to this day. We have over 15 flavors here at the show, but we do offer over 40 flavors on our website.
It's a first-time affair for many of this year's merchants, while others are well-seasoned veterans of the market, like Dog Collar World, back for their 8th year.
We love supporting the Nutcracker, the Houston Ballet, and the vibe of this market is just so fun. Everybody is such a good mood, and it's a lot of fun.
And yes, there's something for every member of the family, sort of a one-stop shop.
You can come and pick a dog collar, and we'll embroider it with your dog's name, your phone number while you're shopping.
All of our stuff is all hand-drawn by all women artists from all over the world.
But for many, the real gift is the tradition.
We have so many regular customers that come back every year, and it's just like a family atmosphere.
A great family tradition.
Making memories to last a lifetime. At NRG Center, Devon Raming, KHOU 11 News.
Man, they really thought of everything. Hey, and a little closer to home, there are so many ways to get into the holiday season and the holiday spirit this time around. Santaland is back for its 30th year. Now through January 4th, you can visit the drive-through park in Tyler, which spans about more than 24 acres. It features millions of lights and original handmade animated displays. Now, this park opens every night from 6 to 10, letting visitors enjoy all the holiday magic from the comfort of their car. Either turn that AC on or the heater on. You just never know with Texas weather. Another East Texas holiday tradition is back. We're talking about Carmela's Magical Land in Longview. This is another drive-through immersive Christmas experience that lights up the community, all while giving back. The display features dozens of festive scenes, a holiday soundtrack, and a captivating digital animation as well. All brought to life with millions of LED lights. Visitors can enjoy the magic now through January 5th.
Looks like a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. I've been to both. I can't choose a favorite because they're both just so great.
No.
So you just got to visit both, choose your own favorite.
Sounds good to me.
All right, check this out. From dishes piling up to laundry that never ends. And somehow your socks always get lost, right? We all have that one task that you just can't seem to face anytime. It sits in the back of our minds, waiting and waiting until there's no escaping it. So we want to know, what's the one chore you put off until it's absolutely unavoidable?
I mean, laundry without a doubt.
Laundry?
Yeah.
Laundry's not too bad.
Really?
You get to do your laundry and then you can do other stuff on the back end. It's one of those very few chores you can multitask in.
That is true. That is true.
For me personally, I think for me it would have to be mopping.
Yeah.
It's just something about wet floors that I have to wait for them to dry so I can step on. Thankfully, I don't have many wood floors in my apartment. It's mostly carpet.
Right.
But the kitchen and the bathroom, those are the two main areas I hang out in, either cooking or grabbing a snack or, just going to the restroom to do whatever. Wet floors.
Wet floors. Yeah, exactly. That's a good point. You can't really step on it for a while. Whereas,
if you do, you're brave.
Yeah, exactly.
No one wants wet socks.
It's like slipping on a banana peel.
No, literally. It really is. All right, man. Quite a few of you have a few chores that you guys don't like. Sis is saying folding all those bath towels, the kitchen rags, drying the towels. So it's the post laundry. Yeah. That is the hassle that you can't multitask in. Putting everything back that you just cleaned up. Laura's saying cleaning the windows. That can be rough, especially pollen season. Oh, you get all that, the pollen in there, and then on windy days you get the dust in there. It's a hassle.
That is a hassle for sure.
Jack is saying washing the truck, just put it through the drive-through, not the drive-through, the car wash. And then go to the drive-through afterwards.
There you go,
right?
Drive-through car wash.
Kay, you won't have to worry about this until next year at least, but she says spring cleaning. Or you could fall clean.
Fall clean.
It's perfect weather right now.
It is.
Candy, again with you saying her laundry, Aaron folding clothing, Daryl saying his yard work. Shannon, we're on the same boat, mopping.
There you go.
It's just something about mopping that once you start to feel those sticky floors, you're like, all right, it's time.
Yeah, it's
time.
You can't avoid it anymore.
No, something else, we can't avoid traffic out there, but it's not too bad.
No, not at all. Let's take a look at our I-20 report in US 69. As we take a look, we got beautiful and nice calm conditions out there. We got 2 hours over to Dallas and an hour and 30 minutes over to Shreveport. Some nice numbers there. We love to see those numbers as we take a look at our I-20 report. And same goes with US 69. Nice and quiet so far this morning. 2.5 hours up to Denison and an hour and 30 minutes down to Lufkin. 55 minutes from Jacksonville to Nacogdoches. 40 minutes from Tyler to Longview. If you're heading from Tyler to Palestine, 55 minutes and 45 minutes from Tyler to Athens so far this morning. CBS 19 live radar is nice and clear for the most part. Got a couple of possible showers over St. Augustine and the southeastern and eastern corner of Nacogdoches County, but very, very tiny showers here. Most everybody's just dealing with kind of a mix of clouds and sun at this point. However, visibilities have dropped across much of the area down to a little less than 4 miles visibility in Carthage and a little less than 3 miles of visibility in Lufkin. So you definitely want to be careful as you head out this morning. Giving you yellow lights for the fog this morning. Temperatures in the 60s, and then we'll be in the low 80s for this afternoon with mostly cloudy skies, but otherwise a very dry afternoon commute for you.
All right, Joel, thanks so much. 7:17 this morning. Texas high school football is in full swing, and the chase for a state championship is heating up. We've got to look around at round 2, that is, of playoffs coming up next in sports.
It's time for CBS 19 Sports.
Morning, y'all. Dan Millay with your sports here. Appreciate you joining us. Lots of football to talk about from this past Sunday, from the NFL to the college ranks to high school. So let's get right to it. Starting with the Texans in Tennessee playing the Titans. Houston down 6-0 in the third until Davis Mills slings it to Nico Collins in the back of the end zone to tie things up. They jump ahead 10-6 at the end of this third quarter. Then in the fourth, though, it was time for Jalen Noel to play hero. Time expiring. He hits the game-winning field goal from 35 yards out and to seal the victory for the Texans, who improve to 5-5 on the season. In Denver, Chiefs and Broncos battled down to the wire. KC trailed it 16-13 in the fourth until Patrick Mahomes finds Travis Kelce for the 21-yard touchdown. With that, Kelce set the Chiefs' all-time career touchdown mark with 84 of them. Thanks. Mahomes completed 29 of 45 pass attempts with that touchdown and an interception. But in the end, Denver won it with the last-second field goal of their own, making the Chiefs an even 5-5 on the season. In Cleveland yesterday, after starting QB Dylan Gabriel left the game with a concussion, Shedeur Sanders finally got his first taste of NFL action. The Colorado alum didn't exactly light it up once he subbed in, going just 4 for 16 in the air for 47 yards with 1 interception and no touchdowns. Post-game, Sanders talked about not playing to his standard after finally getting an opportunity.
The most I can ask for is opportunity. See, like that's an uncontrollable thing that I'm not able to control, and that's not, nothing I should speak on. Just being the quarterback of this team and this franchise, they gave me an opportunity. I ain't do up to my expectation and enough to get us a win. So I just got to take that one to the chin.
Looking ahead to tonight, the Cowboys didn't hit the field yesterday because they're set to face the Raiders in Las Vegas tonight on Monday Night Football. The boys have got some mixed feelings coming into that game, to say the least, with it being the first game since the passing of Marshawn Nealon. The team is getting reinforcements, though, and trade pieces. Quinnen Williams and ARP alum DeMarvion Overshown returning from his torn ACL last year.
I know it's going to be a lot of mixed emotions just by, being happy to be out there, knowing that, we walking out with one less soldier, but also knowing that, look, you waited 365 for this moment again. Be blessed. Don't take it lightly. Have fun while you're doing it.
Kickoff in that one is set for 7:15 tonight at Allegiant Stadium. In college ball this weekend, Stephen F. Austin State University defeated Lamar on Saturday, earning the program's first Southland Conference title since 2010. The Lumberjacks beat the Cardinals 26-15, securing their Southland Conference title and earning an automatic bid to the FCS playoffs. SFA now wraps up its regular season against Northwestern State. All right, staying local, let's talk this upcoming weekend's round 2 playoff matchups in Beast Texas high school football. In 6A D2, Longview will see DeSoto on Friday at 7 at Waco ISD Stadium in a rematch of last season's state quarterfinals. In 5A D1, Lufkin's got Weiss out in Shenandoah Friday night at 7. 5A D2 brings us Texas High against Midlothian Heritage in Royce City on Friday at 7. Then a little later on at 7:30, Mount Pleasant plays South Oak Cliff at 7:30 at Baylor's McLean Stadium. In 4A D1, we got Kilgore versus Stafford at 7 in Willis, and Lindale versus Crawford in Nacogdoches. Then at 7:30, it's Pine Tree against Yates in Crockett, and Sulphur Springs against Alvarado in Prosper. 4AD2 is stacked with Pleasant Grove hosting Canton at 6:30 Friday. Then Sunnyvale and Van matching up at 7 in Sulphur Springs, and Carthage and Sanger getting together in Forney. Finally, at 7:30, it'll be Athens versus Crum at Hanby Stadium. In 3AD1 at 7, it's Winsboro versus Whitney at Rockwall, Malakoff versus Pottsboro at Greenville, Commerce versus Pilot Point at McKinney, Gladewater versus Grandview, and Kaufman and Columbus versus Palestine Westwood in Caldwell. 382's got Edgewood taking on Woodville in Rusk, Troop and Hooks in Emory, Newton and DeKalb in Tatum, and what'll be our game of the week, Dangerfield and ARP in Marshall. For 281, it's Frankston against De Leon in Granbury, Honeygrove against Joaquin and Ore City, Elysian Fields against Garrison and Henderson, San Augustine against Wascom, also in Henderson, as well as Jewett-Leon against Beckville in Tyler. 282 has Lovelady versus Mart in Palestine, Grapeland versus Bremen in Madisonville, Chilton versus Mount Enterprise and Kemp in Overton versus Goldthwaite in Groesbeck, and finally in Taps, All Saints will see Bourne Geneva at Little River Academy. Whew, take a breath. That was a lot. All right, that's all we got for sports. Morning, y'all. Back to y'all.
That was a lot, Dan. All right, well, we're going to be right back. We're going to step away for a quick moment for a quick over-the-air broadcast with a news update. We'll be right back here on CBS 19 Plus. Good morning, y'all. I'm Jesus Martinez. Thank you so much for joining us for this news update. We're learning new details this morning about a Louisiana officer killed in the line of duty and his connection to East Texas. Troop police, they say, Officer Mark Brock of the Vivian Police Department over in Louisiana was shot and killed Friday. Troop Police Chief Sean Murray shared on social media that Officer Brock was his cousin. Investigators say Brock was serving a cyber-stalking warrant when a suspect opened fire through a door, killing him. On Facebook, Chief Murray said, "My cousin gave his all, and the outpouring of love from the community he grew up in shows just how much he meant as a mentor, a coach, and a devoted family man, and a dedicated law enforcement officer." Officer Brock was only 25 years old. Closer to home, a church in Flint is still feeling the shock after a man chucked a piece of concrete through its front door site late last week. And it's already been a difficult year for Lakewood Church as the congregation had its building completely destroyed by a fire in April, just before Easter. On Thursday, someone shattered glass covering the floor of their newly built building after Timothy Poole allegedly hurled a concrete septic tank cover through the church's front door entrance. He was arrested that same day on multiple charges, including criminal mischief. Poole is also accused of damaging a flag display outside Tyler's W.T. Brookshire Center that same evening. Church leaders say they're praying for the suspect.
The Lord can help. No matter what the issue is, God can help. And that's what we pray. We pray for people every day. We believe that God is still in the miracle business and he can heal people.
Church leaders added that while it has been a difficult year for the church, it will continue to move forward with faith as its guide. All right, check this out. Texas native Post Malone will be home for the holidays. He's set to perform at the Dallas Cowboys annual Thanksgiving show halftime show, that is. Posty has collaborated with the team on a number of projects, including a line of streetwear and a Cowboys-themed Raising Cane's in Dallas. The Cowboys will take on the Kansas City Chiefs at 3:30 in Arlington on Thanksgiving Day, and you can watch that game right here on CBS 19. All right, not Thanksgiving weather, Joel, but definitely more spring-like weather. Hopefully it'll cool off by then.
No, for sure. Yeah, we are watching for a cool down going into this weekend, but in the meantime, we are expecting temperatures near record in the low to mid 80s under a mainly cloudy sky. Also, we're going to be seeing a lot more humidity. We're already seeing that this morning. We're going to continue to see that through the rest of this afternoon with dew points in the middle to upper 60s. These are summer-like levels or pretty close to summer-like levels. Usually when you're around 60 degrees, you start to feel uncomfortable. You're definitely going to feel that into today. Also, the winds really coming out strong from the south at about 20 to 25 mile-per-hour gusts into this afternoon and even into this evening as well. So continue to expect a pretty breezy weather day into today, and over the next few days we are expecting a breeze to continue into Tuesday, start to calm down by Wednesday, temperatures in the low to mid 80s, and then big time rain comes into the forecast Thursday into Friday with a weather impact alert in place for that potential for some heavy rainfall and maybe some flooding.
.30 this morning. Welcome back to Morning Y'all here on CBS 19 Plus. This is what's coming up in our second half hour. The latest on the search for an SMU professor in Georgia and why his daughter says his trail experience gives her hope he'll make it back home safe. And still ahead, what the family of a civil rights activist is saying about his health condition and what he's urging churches to do this holiday season.
And we're looking at our next big chance of rain heading into the later half of this week. I'll show you what I know so far coming up in your full forecast coming up this half hour.
Together, we're putting East Texas first. You're watching Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus.
We'll continue to follow the breaking news we first told you about on Morning Y'all a couple moments ago. New York police released the images of the person they believe shot the former Gilmer Buckeye and former Texas Longhorn player. Thanks for joining us here on CBS 19 Plus. I'm Jesus Martinez. Dana Dixon has the day off. Now, this shooting happened around 2 Sunday morning in Midtown Manhattan. Earlier this morning, police released those images of the man they believe was behind it. He was last seen wearing a black cap, a black sweatshirt, black pants, multicolored sneakers, and carrying a black book bag. Boyd is reportedly in critical condition this morning. Police say the 29-year-old was shot in the stomach, and sources tell our CBS station in New York this started as an argument and then escalated into a shooting. CBS News' Naveen Dewala has the latest on the investigation.
West 38th Street near Broadway came to a standstill early Sunday morning just moments after shots rang out. It was after 2 a.m. when police say a 29-year-old walked out of the Salis restaurant and lounge with a group. Mayor Adams confirms that man is New York's Jets player Chris Boyd. Investigators say a second group approached and an argument ensued. That's when someone pulled out a gun and fired 2 shots, hitting Boyd in the chest. We spoke with Jets fans at a bar nearby.
I'm very sad. I hope he's all right. I'm going to pray for him. I'm going to pray for his family. And God willing, he survives.
It's tragic. I mean, say anything can happen in New York, you know, so you can't be safe. Even famous players.
Boyd is a cornerback, but hasn't played this season, his first with the Jets. He went on the season-ending injured reserve list in August due to a shoulder injury. In a statement, the New York Jets say, quote, "We are aware of the situation involving Chris Boyd and will have no further comment at this time." Investigators are hoping to release more details in the coming days. For now, the community and the Jets organization are just hoping Chris Boyd survives this senseless act of violence. In Midtown, Naveen Dhaliwal, CBS News, New York.
Closer to home, we're learning new details this morning about a Louisiana officer killed in the line of duty and his connection to East Texas. Troop police say Officer Mark Brock of the Vivian Police Department over in Louisiana was shot and killed Friday. Troop Police Chief Sean Murray shared on social media that Officer Brock was his cousin. Investigators say Brock was serving a cyber-stalking warrant when a suspect opened fire through a door, killing him. On Facebook, Chief Murray from Troop said, "My cousin gave his all, and the outpouring of love from the community he grew up in just shows just how much he meant as a mentor, a coach, and a devoted family man and a dedicated law enforcement officer." Officer Brock was only 25 years old. Tomorrow, the Smith County Commissioners Court will decide whether or not to allow the Precinct 4 constable deputies to enforce immigration laws with the supervision from ICE during their routine duties, that is. Now, this program is also known as the 287G program. Ahead of that, a group of protesters gathered in downtown Tyler over the weekend to voice their concerns over the use of that program. Judith Avila was one of those protesters who wanted to make her voice heard.
ICE needs to start doing their job correctly, stop separating families, people that actually are working hard to make a difference in their lives, because the majority of us are our families. That's why they came here. They came here to make a difference in our lives, to give us opportunities that they didn't have. So it's our job, as they made those sacrifices for us, to continue that.
The next protest in downtown Tyler is scheduled for tomorrow outside the Commissioner's Court. You may remember the city of Bullard also tried to enter that 287G program, but they tabled that move for their next meeting on December 9th. Across Texas, the search continues for a missing Southern Methodist University professor in Georgia. He was last seen along the Appalachian Trail, while authorities, volunteers, and professionals are continuing to comb the rugged terrain in hopes of finding any sign of the 67-year-old. Luke Clary has that story.
The search for this missing man near the Appalachian Trail continues in Georgia. Charles Hush, a 67-year-old Dallas attorney, was last seen November 11th at the Reese Trailhead in Union County. His daughter Julia is there now.
Pretty much all day, helicopters, canines, and drone teams.
She says volunteers from around the country have joined Union County Search and Rescue. More than 50 people on foot working these steep, rugged trails.
And your dad, tell us about him. A seasoned hiker, does he know these trails well?
He's a 7th-generation Georgian, so he from Gainesville, which is not far from here at all. He's been on this trail since he was an Eagle Scout and knows it very well.
That fact and an outpouring of support from business and education circles back in Dallas fueling her hope. Charles Hush has been an adjunct law professor here at SMU since 1991. But it was his love for the wilderness that brought him back to his home state of Georgia.
By what we understand, his plan for the day was just to take a hike up to the top of Blood Mountain and then return back to his vehicle.
The sheriff says Hush may have been exposed to freezing temperatures.
It got down in the 20s here, lower 20s, and you risk hypothermia.
Calling on hikers and hunters to come forward with tips, photos, and video. The sheriff says Hush's Eagle Scout training matters.
The survival skills to be outside in the elements, it gives us a lot of hope.
If anybody could figure out a way to come home from any accident that happened on this mountain, it would certainly be Dad.
And as another day breaks over Blood Mountain, the search for Charles Hush continues. In Dallas, I'm Luke Clary.
Meanwhile, the former wife of a NASA astronaut has pleaded guilty to lying to federal investigators. Prosecutors say 50-year-old Summer Warden falsely claimed in 2019 that her then estranged spouse, astronaut Ann McClain, illegally accessed her bank account while McClain was aboard the ISS. The allegation became the first criminal accusation ever made against someone in space, but investigators later found Warden had given McClain access to the account years earlier and had changed the login herself months before the claim. Warden now faces up to 5 years in federal prison and a $250,000 fine. She'll be sentenced in February. Make sure to stay connected with what's happening across the Lone Star State with Texas News Now. It's your daily statewide newscast that has the top headlines, the stories that matter, and weather from all over the state of Texas. Catch Texas News Now streaming weekdays at 11 a.m. or anytime on demand on CBS 19 Plus. 7:38 now. The family of civil rights activist Jesse Jackson is pushing back on reports about his health. They say he is stable, breathing on his own, and not on life support despite earlier claims. Jackson is being treated at a Chicago hospital as he manages a neurological disorder diagnosis earlier this year. His son says Jackson is alert, even calling for churches to prepare food baskets for families ahead of the holiday season. The family thanks supporters for their prayers and the medical team for the care. This comes just as we look back at Jackson's history of activism, including his involvement in major political efforts here in Texas. Back in July of 2021, he briefly joined a march to the state capitol in Austin, pushing for a federal voting rights bill that would have overwritten a new Texas election law. That effort ultimately failed in the U.S. Senate. The Dallas Cowboys are in Las Vegas getting ready to take on the Raiders tonight for Monday Night Football. And tonight's game also marks the Cowboys' first time back on the field since the death of defensive end Marshawn Kneeland. Kneeland died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound earlier this month. The Cowboys will remember Kneeland with a customized T-shirt during the pregame. They'll also wear decals on their helmets. Well, Thanksgiving is 10 days away and travelers are already have a reason to be thankful. Airlines are resuming their normal schedules in the U.S. today, and the FAA says it is lifting flight restrictions that affected 40 major airports during the government shutdown. Amy Kiley shares more on that.
I think we're going to have a smooth, hopefully, Thanksgiving travel season.
Airlines are resuming their normal schedules in the U.S. today. The FAA says it's lifting flight restrictions that affected 40 major airports during the government shutdown. A joint statement from that agency and the Transportation Secretary cites, quote, safety trends and the steady decline of staffing trigger events in air traffic control facilities.
It does appear that air traffic controllers are working. The call-outs are minimal, and they're all getting bonuses now if they came to work. So I think the morale there is up, as well as the TSA.
Union leaders say it was hard for air traffic controllers to work full-time without pay during the shutdown.
The stresses, the pressure, the fatigue is setting in. Air traffic controllers are texting, I don't even have enough money to put gas in my car to come to work.
The news might be a relief for people flying over Thanksgiving weekend. That's the busiest air travel period of the year, according to TSA data. Experts say passengers should still check airline apps for delays or cancellations, but for more typical reasons.
I think the things we should be looking out for are weather-related incidents that could kind of throw the system out of whack or outages. But overall, I think things are looking good.
For CBS 19, I'm Amy Kiley.
All right, 7:41 now. Take a look at what's trending. Okay, this is like a marathon, but it's for knitters. A group of knitters and crocheters held a knitting knit-a-thon, is what they called it, in Philadelphia, not only for fun, but to raise money for a good cause. The free event sold raffle tickets, even auctioning off this floor loom to support a charity that uses crafting to promote both mental and physical well-being. Competitors also put their skills and patience to the test with a race to untangle some yarn. Who would do it the fastest, right? But beyond the games came a growing sense of accomplishment with all that. I don't think I would have the patience to do that.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but I do appreciate like the art behind knitting. Just
I know.
like how detailed you can get.
I know some people who do that as a hobby, and it's just phenomenal what they come up with.
Oh,
Like it takes
yeah.
time. Like they make blankets, hats,
Yes.
little beanies, just anything you can think of.
Yeah, even some gloves. too.
Gloves. It
Yeah.
takes time. And I
Or
do not,
scarves.
Or scarves.
We definitely don't need that right now.
And I don't have the patience for that either.
No, I don't know if I would either.
Popular pizza chain Little Caesars is launching its first ever self-service restaurant. Yeah, the restaurant has removed the traditional walk up to the counter and added a new hot and ready self-service station inside the restaurant. Allows diners to select and scan items and then pay for their order without ever going through a cashier. Customers can also place an order on the Little Caesars app or their website and then go to the restaurant and grab their items from the mobile order pickup zone. Managers say the new design keeps today's customers in mind with an experience focused on speed and service. So here's my thing.
Wow.
Who's going to stop anyone from grabbing 2 pizzas if you paid for 1?
Yeah, that's a good question.
There has to be some sort of lock system.
I gotta believe they probably thought ahead of time.
Hopefully.
Plus probably cameras in there.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows?
Oh man, I'm
they
hungry.
probably had that.
People sleep on Little Caesars. It's good.
It is good.
$5.
Also based in Michigan, my home state.
There we go. It's a win-win for Joel.
I love it.
And then they have new appetizers. And anyways, I'm hungry this morning.
Me too.
All right, let's go get some Pizza Hut or Pizza Little Caesars
Little
after
Caesars.
this. There we go. Oh my goodness, I just want pizza. Anyways, eBay, one of the internet's original shopping sites, is reinventing itself using AI. By 2020, the company had lost its portion as the second largest e-commerce platform, and they lost to Walmart, the top spot belonging to Amazon. But eBay then got a boost from the COVID-19 pandemic. Now the 30-year-old online marketplace is making moves to build on that momentum by investing in AI. This year, eBay has introduced 5 new AI features, including an AI-backed shipping estimates, a shopping chatbot, and a partnership with ChatGPT and maker OpenAI.
Interesting.
AI is all over the place.
It is. You can't escape it.
You can't. It's here. I mean, we use it. Everyone uses it, to be honest.
I do like eBay, though.
eBay,
I mean, you can get some really cool stuff on
You can. eBay's coming back. Vine is coming back.
Divine.
Divine?
It's called Divine.
Is that what it's going to be called?
I don't know if that's irony or something, but I think that might be the new
I saw
thing.
that. The former co-founder of Twitter says he's trying to bring Vine back. So we see eBay coming back, Vine coming back. Let's just bring the classics back, right?
I love it. Yeah.
Things were, I feel
agree.
old saying this, but 5-10 years ago, things were simpler.
It was
If you think about it,
was a
they're
little
simpler.
I agree.
All right, this forecast, at least for the next 3 days, simple-ish.
Yeah.
Up until then, it gets complicated.
Yeah, I definitely would agree with you there. Yeah, we got lots of dry weather for the meantime for the next 3 days, but then things start to pick up speed into the second half of this week. But right now, nice fair conditions here on our CBS19 studio cam. Got a little bit of a cloudy mix there. Clouds and sun kind of mixed together this morning. Definitely off to a warmer start. 68 degrees is that current temperature with a dew point of 66, which means we have a lot of moisture in the air. We are definitely humid out there. South wind 8 miles per hour, by the way. Those temperatures across the area ranging from the upper 60s to the low 70s. We got 70 degrees in Palestine, 70 in Crockett, also 71. The warm spot this morning in Henderson, 68 in Tyler, 69 degrees in Mineola. Dew points, again, that's that measure of moisture. These kinds of dew points here, definitely those kinds of dew points where you'll definitely start to feel a little bit uncomfortable, especially heading into this afternoon. Dew points in the middle to upper 60s, even near 70 in some parts of the area. As we head into the rest of today, we got cloudy skies beginning to develop during the later parts of this morning. They'll start to break apart for the second half of today. We'll see temperatures in the low to mid 80s. We tied a record yesterday of 85 degrees, which was set in 1921 and 2016. There it is. We do have a chance to maybe break those records into the next couple of days, or at least get very close to that. We got temperatures in the low to mid 80s. Couple showers, certainly not out of the question. Most everybody will be staying pretty dry. It's a pretty dry forecast going forward, at least through Wednesday. Then the forecast really starts to change Thursday into Friday. I'll show you what we know so far about that coming up in your full forecast.
All right, Joel, thanks so much. Just ahead, we'll explain how you can get a head start in shopping for this year's top toys, plus some fun gadgets, some friendly picks as well to get those kids entertained all year long. 7:46 this morning. We'll be right back here on CBS 19 Plus. All right, the holiday shopping season is upon us. Believe it or not, and experts say right now is the prime time for toy buying. Bradley Blackburn has a look at what's new and what's affordable this year, and best of all, fun.
You ready to race?
I'm ready.
Amazing.
In this year's race for top toys, Marissa Silva is just the person to give you a head start.
Pull the trigger on the back. Oh, wow.
The Toy Insider's editor-in-chief shared some favorites, like this $30 Hyperburst set. Kids build the track and battle on it, knocking mini cars off.
I love that two kids can play at the same time, too, like right out of the box, which is awesome.
This season, with Wicked for Good popping into theaters, expect tie-ins including this Glinda vanity kit to cast a spell for many kids. Say the magic words,
you've been Glindified.
And it transforms.
This whole thing pops up, and kids can put in all their little accessories.
Oh my gosh, my daughters
do their
would
makeup.
love this.
It's really cute, really interactive and engaging.
Another highlight,
pick a color for me.
This Crayola tool that turns almost any marker into an airbrush.
Washable, wireless, nice and easy, and $19.99.
Many shoppers are hunting for deals, but Silva says if you need something specific, waiting for sales means taking a risk.
When it comes to sales, we're always looking right around Black Friday, but just keep in mind that the stock will already start to wane around that time. So it's game time right now.
While big ticket items like the Nintendo Switch 2 cost hundreds of dollars, you don't have to sacrifice fun if you're on a budget.
It's always about choosing options that are within your budget that offer really big play value.
Take this simple $20 game, Marshmallow Madness, that makes anyone who plays look ridiculous.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
One sweet idea to help your family laugh all season long. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Ridiculously fun, I'd call it. I'm laughing right now. You can never have too much fun, right? Yeah. All right, let's get back to our question of the day. It's all about chores. You know, we love dishes. Some of us don't love doing dishes. Some of us love doing laundry. Some of us don't. But we all have that one task that we just can't seem to face until we have to, right? So our question of the day: what's one chore you put off until it's absolutely unavoidable?
Oh, I hate to admit this, but vacuuming.
Vacuuming, see, that's my favorite.
Yeah.
I love vacuuming.
It's interesting because I like to mow. I don't have a lawn right now, but I do like to mow the lawn.
Maybe you can volunteer at our complex. Mow for them. You say great.
I mean, I don't like it that much. Okay.
Just to some extent. No, I love vacuuming. I love the satisfying lines it makes on the carpets.
I agree.
Top tier. Another thing for me, whenever I cook a lot, is the dishes. At that point, like,
yeah,
I would prefer to hand wash dishes than put them in the dishwasher because they just turn out better if I hand wash them.
Yeah.
But if it's like pots and pans and dishes here and there and
If it's just
spatulas,
so many.
I just dump it all in there, call it a day.
All right, there you
Done
go.
and easy. We got some neat answers on our Facebook page this morning. Sarisa, with you, what she said earlier, with what you said earlier, is laundry.
Yeah.
April, she says dishes, but putting away dishes.
Yeah.
Especially from the machine, the dishwasher. That's
Yeah.
the worst. You got the work
Yeah.
done,
But, then
but now you got to put it
gotta
up.
take it all out. You know?
Man, Craig saying cleaning the flower beds. You're on that laundry trend, right? Or the mowing trend.
Yeah.
And Aaron saying the folding the clothes. So your reminder that it is Monday. Make that chore list out there before you head out the door, so you can start off with a good week, because you might not be able to do those chores outside, especially later this week.
I mean, absolutely, yeah. Get those chores done so you can enjoy this afternoon. It's absolutely
And
gorgeous
enjoy the
weather.
rain later.
Yeah, enjoy the rain heading into the later parts of this week. No rain, really, for the most part, into the next couple of days. Can't rule out maybe a couple of showers, but it's a mainly cloudy forecast here. With clouds beginning to break apart into the later half of today, we'll start to see a little bit more cloud cover for the later parts of this morning, and then again start to break apart into the later half of today. Near record highs for today. Our record high is 85 degrees. We're going to be pretty close to that in some locations. We might actually break it even in some locations, and we'll have another chance to even break those record highs for tomorrow with a record high of 83. So we are getting pretty close to that. Also, very humid conditions all the way through this afternoon and evening. Dew points very close to that 70-degree mark. Usually, again, around 60 to 65 degrees is when you really start to feel uncomfortable. So this is pretty uncomfortable going into this afternoon. These are pretty close to summer-like levels here. Also, winds really gusting out of the south today at about 20 to 25 miles per hour. And that will continue even into your Tuesday as well, and then finally diminishing by your Wednesday. But over the next couple of days, we certainly could expect some breezy conditions and a couple of showers, certainly not out of the question for today as well. It's a mostly cloudy forecast with a couple of showers here. It's roughly adding up to about a 20% chance of rain, and even less so as we head into your Tuesday and also for your Wednesday. Starting off the day with clouds. We clear out for the second half of the day into the overnight, and then we have a couple more showers possible into your Wednesday as well. The bigger chance of rain, however, comes into the forecast Thursday into Friday. Lots of rainfall here possible ahead of this cold front. There is that potential for at least 1, 2, maybe even 3 inches of rain over the next 7 days, and this is really all occurring Thursday and Friday. That's going to be our best chance of rain. Again, 2, maybe even 3 inches of rainfall possible there. That's why that weather impact alert is in place for that potential for maybe some flooding in some locations. Again, that's going to be entering the area Thursday afternoon into your Friday morning. Second half of Friday should be a little bit better. And then on the other side of that cold front, we got temperatures in the 60s. Nice dry conditions for your weekend.
All right, Joel, thanks so much. We're going to step away for a quick moment while we do our over-the-air broadcast with the Quake News update. In the meantime, we'll be right back here on CBS 19+. Good morning, y'all. I'm Jesus Martinez. Thank you so much for joining us for this news update. Well, it's been just over 2 weeks since a Jacksonville police officer was injured in the line of duty. Now she's sharing her first public statement since the shooting happened and sent both her and her canine partner to the hospital and launched a 3-day manhunt across East Texas. Officer Elise Hand reportedly tried to serve 2 outstanding warrants against 64-year-old Bobby Michael Dennis outside a home on Churchill Street. Dennis then came out with an AR-15 style rifle and opened fire. Police believe Dennis fired approximately 20 rounds in the attack and said the officer did not draw her weapon or deploy her canine partner during the shooting. And though Officer Hand has been released from the hospital, her recovery continues. In a Facebook post, she said, quote, "I have received so much love and support. It's heartwarming and has made me feel so incredibly loved and supported," end quote. Officer Hand was released from the hospital after undergoing 2 surgeries on November 7th and escorted back to Jacksonville through a convoy of emergency response vehicles. Officer Hand's canine unit, Renzo, was injured after a bullet pierced through the door of a patrol vehicle that she took cover behind. He underwent 2 surgeries at an emergency vet clinic, and Officer Hand says he is recovering smoothly. Former Gilmer Buckeye and former Texas Longhorn Chris Boyd is reportedly in critical condition this morning after he was shot outside of a New York restaurant. It happened around 2 Sunday morning in Midtown Manhattan. He plays for the New York Jets now. Police say the 29-year-old was shot in the stomach. Sources told CBS News in New York an argument started, which then escalated into the shooting. A Jets spokesperson said the team is aware of the situation, but has no further comment at this time. So far, no arrests have been made, but police say they are looking for a man who left in a blue BMW in connection with the shooting. Now, the relationship between Boyd and the suspect is unclear right now. Tomorrow, the Smith County Commissioner's Court will decide whether or not to allow Precinct 4 constable deputies to enforce immigration laws with supervision from ICE during their routine duties. This is also known as the 287G program. Ahead of that, a group of protesters gathered in downtown Tyler over the weekend to voice those concerns over the use of that program. Now, you may remember the city of Bullard also tried to enter the 287G program, but tabled that move for their next meeting on December 9th. All right, let's get a check on that forecast now with Joel. Unseasonably warm, but comfortable.
Yeah, very, very warm. It's a very warm forecast going into today. Also kind of a breezy one as well. Near record high temperatures expected for today with temperatures in the low to mid 80s under a mainly cloudy sky. We'll have some breaks in the sun or in the clouds as we head into this afternoon and evening at times, but also very, very humid going into the rest of today with dew points in the upper 60s. This is very, very humid air that we're going to be working with, kind of close to summer-like levels here, so you'll definitely feel a little bit uncomfortable. Winds today out of the south, gusting between 20 and 25 miles per hour. Those are your gusty conditions heading into today. That'll persist even into your Tuesday as well, and then we'll finally kind of relax by Wednesday. And one thing that will not be relaxing is those rain chances. Weather impact alert for the second half of Thursday and the first half of Friday for that potential of heavy rainfall, maybe even some flooding in some locations.
Eight o'clock this morning, news before you head out the door. New York police are working around the clock to find the person who shot former Gilmer Buckeye and former Texas Longhorn Chris Boyd. It happened around 2 Sunday morning in Midtown Manhattan. Police just released images of the man they believe may be behind it. They say he was last seen wearing a black cap, a black sweatshirt, black pants, and multicolored sneakers, and carrying a black book bag. Boyd is reportedly in critical condition this morning. Police say the 29-year-old was shot in the stomach. Sources told CBS News in New York this started as an argument that then escalated into the shooting. And of course, we'll have much more on this coming up later on the noon show. It's been just over 2 weeks since a Jacksonville officer and her canine partner were injured in the line of duty during a shooting that sparked a 3-day manhunt in Texas. Officer Elise Hand has now made her first public statement saying the outpouring of support has been heartwarming. Both she and Renzo, her canine officer, are recovering after multiple surgeries. And the Dallas Cowboys are in Las Vegas tonight to take on the Raiders on Monday Night Football. It's the first game since the death of defensive end Marshawn Kneeland, who died by a self-inflicted gunshot wound earlier this month. The team will honor him with custom T-shirts and helmet decals during the game. And the message is they won't move on, but they will move forward.
All right, everybody, let's take one more look at that 7-day forecast. Warm conditions all the way through this week. Starting to cool down a little bit towards the end of the week into your weekend as a cold front moves through. That'll bring in some really good rain chances as we head into your Thursday afternoon, into your Friday morning. We got a weather impact alert. It's so good, so bad. We got a weather impact alert in place for that possibility for some flooding in some locations. We could easily see at least 1 to 2. Could not rule out maybe even 3 inches of rain in some locations. But in the meantime, it's a pretty dry forecast. Can't rule out maybe a couple of showers during the heat of the day. But all in all, just mainly dealing with a bunch of cloud cover and temperatures very warm in the low 80s. And then here comes that next system Thursday afternoon into Friday morning. Lots of rainfall expected out of that. And then on the other side of that, we got some cooler temperatures and much drier conditions for the weekend.
All right, Joel, thanks so much. Here's something good before you head out the door. People in a German city made way for hundreds, I mean hundreds, of sheep as the woolly flock was herded on its way to its winter quarters. About 600 sheep were driven through the city as part of a popular annual tradition. During the summer months, the sheep are used to keep the grass in nearby meadows short. The sheep's slow munching makes for insect-friendly grass care, helping preserve biodiversity. It also saves the city the cost of mowing. It's a win-win.
The cost of mowing, there you go.
It's a win-win.
I love it. Just
munch it away.
Natural lawnmowers.
There we go. Joel won't have to do that chore anymore. So sad. You can join them. Not by eating it, but by mowing.
I'm not going to eat it.
Not eating, but mowing. All right, or maybe you can herd them away. All right, thanks so much for continuing your day with us here on Morning Y'all on CBS 19+. Make sure to catch the noon show. No grass eating then, right?
No.
All right. No. On the news show coming up later on today. In the meantime, here's what's coming up on CBS 19+. Keep you here for the latest news and weather throughout the day. Have a great morning. We'll see you on later tonight.